What was Glasnost and its role in Soviet economic reforms? Imagine a country where talking openly about problems was once forbidden. Now picture that country suddenly encouraging honest conversations about its economy and government. That shift happened in the Soviet Union during the 1980s. Mikhail Gorbachev introduced a policy called Glasnost, which means openness in Russian. This was a big change from the strict control over information that had been in place for decades. The goal was to let people speak freely, criticize leaders, and share ideas without fear. Glasnost was part of a larger plan called Perestroika, meaning restructuring. This aimed to fix the Soviet economy and make the government more responsive. By allowing open discussion, officials could identify what was wrong, like bureaucratic inefficiency and corruption, and find ways to improve. It was like opening a window to fresh air in a stuffy room. This new openness helped reduce censorship and made it easier for people to talk about economic issues. For example, citizens could now criticize shortages of goods or slow economic growth without punishment. Leaders started to consider market ideas, like small private businesses and more flexible prices. This was a step toward loosening the tight grip of central planning that had controlled the economy for years. At the same time, Glasnost also meant political changes. It allowed for more than one candidate in elections and reduced the Communist Party's absolute power. These moves aimed to make the system more adaptable and responsive to the needs of the people. The hope was that these reforms would boost the economy and improve living standards. However, the increased freedom also exposed many deep problems. People began demanding more radical changes, and criticism of the government grew louder. This created political instability and weakened the control of the central government. As a result, the Soviet Union faced rising pressures that contributed to the eventual collapse of the communist bloc. In the context of the Cold War and global expansion, Glasnost was seen as a way for the Soviet Union to modernize and compete better on the world stage. It was an effort to reform without abandoning socialism altogether. But in doing so, it accelerated the forces that led to the end of the Soviet Union and the fall of communist regimes across Eastern Europe.